This is Business Inspires, the podcast of the Tri-Village Chamber Partnership. To run a successful business, you need resources, valuable connections, and community recognition. Business Inspires will provide you with the tools, resources, and examples to inspire you to create the business you're envisioning. This episode is brought to you by the Tri-Village Chamber Partnership. Our innovative and active chamber is successful because of our smart and engaged members who cultivate our strong business community. With more than 60 years as an integral part of the Grandview, Upper Arlington, and Marble Cliff communities, the Tri-Village Chamber Partnership is dedicated to a single purpose: the success of the business community. And Grandview Heights. Grandview Heights seamlessly combines timeless charm with a modern vision. Immerse yourself in the captivating blend of tradition and innovation that defines them.
Welcome to Business Inspires, where our goal is to inspire you to create the business you envision. I'm Brett Johnson, Tri-Village Chamber Partnership Board member and the owner of Circle 270 Media Podcast Consultants. Thank you for following and subscribing to the podcast. With me is Katie Ellis, President and CEO of the Tri-Village Chamber Partnership and co-host of the podcast. Thanks for joining me, Katie.
It's great to be here with you as always, and we had the opportunity to speak with Abbe Turner. Abbe is an entrepreneur, farmer, and fundraiser dedicated to the craft of artisan food production and ethical land stewardship. As a leader of Ohio Women in Agriculture, Abbe creates social good in small businesses and nonprofit organizations as a business strategist and grant writing consultant. A professional fundraiser by trade, she has raised money for public broadcasting, arts organizations, academia, agriculture, and national parks. Currently, she proudly serves as executive director of Common Greens, a nonprofit that manages 5 Columbus area farmers markets, providing the community access to fresh, local food. Let's jump into the episode.
And just to share, Common Greens organizes and runs the farmers markets for Clintonville, Upper Arlington, Bexley, Ohio Health, and downtown on Pearl Alley. Is that right?
Right. We run 5 farmers markets for the 2025 season, and we are a nonprofit that tries to help our farmers get scale and efficiency by running multiple markets.
So can you tell us how Common Greens got started and what was the driving motivation behind creating the organization?
Happily. So back in 2003, a group of neighbors led by Lynn Genter got together and arranged to have 6 producers come to do a very short 7-week farmers market season. And they started it on High Street. The High Street businesses provided frontage. And that was the first season in 2003. By 2011, the market had grown to 76 producers, and in 2012, they tried to formalize some things. They put bike racks in, got some sponsorships, and then started food tours as well. Well, the market continues to grow, and in 2014, the nonprofit status was awarded to Common Greens. We were still the Clintonville Farmers Market at that point, but by 2021, we had merged with these other markets, and everything came under the umbrella of Common Greens. So we were delighted to be able to really get more impact for Columbus local food producers.
Now, your mission is to connect Central Ohio communities with regional farmers and food producers in vibrant, inclusive marketplaces. Now, what does that look like in practice?
So we have just wrapped up our 4 of our 5 2025 markets, but I can share some numbers from 2024, and we really have significant reach. Over 100,000 people visited our markets during 84 market dates last season. We had about 159 farmers last season, about 170 this season that were participating in our multiple markets. All told, the market's generated about $1.7 million in sales. So this is big for the local economy. You know, they say that for every dollar that goes into local food, the multiplier is $3 that stays in the community. So that is a wonderful thing. In addition, we did process $35,000 of SNAP dollars at our farmers market. So it's also a great place for food access.
So I had the privilege of seeing a full presentation of what Common Greens does. And one of the things that really blew my mind was some of the statistics. Can you share the stats of, let's say, just the profits that go to farmers at the farmers markets versus what we would buy in the grocery store?
Sure. One extension bulletin, I believe it's University of Maryland extension, shows that farmers receive between 40 and 70% more for their products if they sell through the farmers market. They selling at the farmers market helps the farmers skip the middleman, which allows them to keep potentially up to 80% more funds back to the farm gate. So that's really wonderful. It's also a fantastic place for beginning entrepreneurs to get their start. It's nothing more exciting than to actually see a vendor that has never sold anything before, and they get their first dollar, and it's a really wonderful thing. So it's a great point of entry for young entrepreneurs. I shouldn't say young. Let me say beginning entrepreneurs, because we have many retirees that have worked corporate their entire life and they really want to just sell honey or make jams and jellies or smoked sausage, whatever it may be. So farmers markets are a great gateway to commerce for Ohio farmers.
Yeah, that's a really good point of thinking of that second or third career, that it's very specific on the honey. I hadn't thought about that piece of it, that it can be that specialized, but it could be at any age. That's a really good point. You'd mentioned earlier about it helps with SNAP, but can you talk about other and nutritional incentive programs? I mean, there's senior coupons, produce perks as well that work in the markets. Then, and maybe kind of an unknown entity that it's a possibility to use those there.
Yes, the farmers markets are a very important place for food access, for people to be able to enjoy nutritious local foods. So yes, we take many different food access programs, whether that be produce perks, SNAP, senior nutrition coupons, and then some communities have set up their own food assistance networks to be able to support people of all socioeconomic levels with their nutrition needs and their desire to have fresh, tasty local food.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a difference when you finally get to really taste a fresh strawberry compared to what you got from the grocery store. It's mind-boggling. It truly is. It's like, wow, these red things actually have flavor.
Yeah, yeah. I don't buy tomatoes off season because it makes that first July tomato just taste that much better. So
I like that game plan. Something to definitely look forward to, right?
right. So people, they think that local food is this new thing, and it's not. People have been eating local since the beginning of time. We just moved away from it in the past few generations. So, and we are here to be able to support our farmers year round with whatever year-round products they have.
So one of your goals is farmland sustainability. I think that's kind of a natural thing if you really think about these markets. How does supporting local producers at Common Greens contribute to preserving Ohio farmland?
When you look at the variety of vendors that we have across all markets, you'll see so many different methods of agricultural production. But the common thread usually is that our farmers are dedicated to protecting soil and water and building vibrant local economies. So that could be organic agriculture, that could be certified naturally grown, that could be biodynamic. The common thread is that the farmers, more than not, have a love for the land and the water and the soil itself. So they really want to protect that and, to be stewards of the land in the true sense of that word.
So, and when you're looking ahead as executive director, do you have bold goals or any dreams in the next steps for Common Greens?
We at some point would like to expand to a year-round market, but we're trying to find the right location for that. I'd also like to come up with some kind of an online platform that would allow us to sell year round. So those would be elements of infrastructure that I'd love to put in. I also would like to potentially be able to serve other markets as well, where there aren't farmers markets, or maybe there isn't a Thursday market, in 100 miles outside of Columbus. But so being able to serve more communities. The farmers markets are really a special place because when you think about it, there's not many places that you can take the family. It's safe. It's fun. You can talk about nutrition and math and eat and develop a relationship with the people that produce your food. Um, it's a wonderful thing to witness, and I'm proud to be able to continue to host those spaces across the Columbus area.
Yeah, it's pretty important. You bet. And it's building community as well too. Get to see people in your community maybe you don't get to see otherwise, or just it's a weekly thing. You get to see the same people over and over and over again. That's fantastic. Yes, you're right. For listeners interested in supporting your work, whether as a vendor or a shopper, donor, or volunteer, what are the best ways to get involved?
Sure, we have a nice website. It's commongreens.ohio.org, and then on Instagram at Ohio or Common Greens Ohio.
Super. Well, listeners, thank you for joining us. And don't forget to check out our podcast page on the Tri-Village Chamber website. Look for the podcast tab at the top of the homepage and tell us what you think about this or any of our other episodes at info@chamberpartnership.org.
Business Inspires is a production of the Tri-Village Chamber Partnership and Circle 270 Media Podcast Consultants.